Madeleine Albright may be known to the world as a former U.S. Secretary of State and a former ambassador to the United Nations. But not even Albright knew she was Jewish until later in life. After her parents died, she went on a quest to learn more about her Jewish roots. She talked about her past while on a book tour here in Los Angeles. It was 1996. Madeleine Albright was in the midst of confirmation hearings by the Senate for U.S. Secretary of State when the past she never knew was presented to her by a journalist.
He not only showed that I was of Jewish background, but that large numbers of my family had died in the concentration camps.
At 59 years old, she was surprised by the revelation and felt guilty.
I had a pretty complete story from my parents in terms of what their life had been like and if you have no reason to ask something, and there were no pieces missing. So I just wish I had. I feel pretty stupid about the fact that I didn't.
She was born in Prague in 1937 as Marie Jana Korbel. When the Nazis invaded in 1939, her parents converted from Judaism to Roman Catholic and escaped with her to London. After the defeat of Nazi Germany, her family moved around, including back into Prague, but they eventually fled to the United States to escape communism. Her father, a Czechoslovakian diplomat, received political asylum in the U.S.
I knew all about the Holocaust, and I knew about the horrors that had taken place. It just never occurred to me that it had any relationship to my specific family.
She and her younger sister and brother grew up in America. Albright turned Episcopalian when she got married and raised 3 daughters of her own. She then began a journey down the same path as her father, becoming a diplomat. Her father died in 1977. Her mother passed in 1989. Not once did her parents even mention their Jewish past. Albright doesn't exactly know why, but she speculates.
My parents, from knowing them and knowing how much they cared about family and us and about freedom and having a new life, I think wanted to spare the 3 children of the sadness that they had felt upon returning to Czechoslovakia at the end of World War II and finding their families dead.
She traveled to the Czech Republic and even visited Terezin, the concentration camp where so many of her family perished. She wrote about these discoveries in Prague Winter, a personal story of remembrance and war, 1937 to 1948.
I'm very glad that I've gone back to find out what the whole story is about. And to honor those who died, and to have an even greater respect and love for my parents for basically having gotten me, because I was the oldest, but us away from such horror, both from the Nazis and the Holocaust, but then later from the communists.
As ambassador and later Secretary of State, she helped end the conflict in Bosnia, taking action against ethnic cleansing in Kosovo and paying respects to victims of genocide in Rwanda. Now it seems Albright's parents taught her the lessons they learned, even if she hadn't known it. Albright says she's sharing her deeply personal history because she believes its theme of good versus evil is universal. And that's why she's involved in so many organizations that are trying to end genocide throughout the world. She says that is something she would do whether she was Jewish or not. Lindsey, Mastis for JN1, Los Angeles.